Most forehand drops fail before you ever even swing, and it's usually not your technique. This is the forehand blueprint for 3-0 to 4-5 players. Let's get right into it. We talked about the backhand drop, now we're talking about the forehand drop. Typically, for most players, the forehand drop is their preferred method of dropping. Me, I kind of like the backhand more, but I've been working on my forehand drop, and I will say it does give you more margin for error, and it makes it a little bit easier once you get the footwork correct. Which, truth be told, the forehand drop really isn't dictated by your paddle, it's definitely dictated by your feet. You're probably gonna be back here or somewhere in the mid-court a little bit. The mental cue that I've used for this is to get my back foot, which is my right foot because I'm a right-handed player, behind the ball where it's bouncing. It kind of sounds weird because you're thinking, well, if my foot's there, then I can't really like swing back and hit it. Honestly, if you're me, that actually helps me because you don't want a big backswing on this. You want to start here and go forward. So if you actually get like for real behind the ball, that's not terrible. It's actually gonna help keep more variables controlled. But whenever the ball's coming at you, it's usually coming in this direction. So when I say behind your foot, I mean straight ahead behind your foot, because typically that ball is gonna be bouncing and coming over here. So if you get your foot behind the bounce, the ball is typically gonna be in this beautiful spot, which is where you want it to be most of the time. So with this shot, you wanna be low. You don't wanna be just standing up tall and just hitting lazy. You wanna be kind of down, athletic stance, foot's behind the ball, ball's here. And this is the formation of what is gonna build this shot for you and make it work more consistently. Now we're gonna talk about the timing window. This is where my forehand drop suffered the most. This is the most important tip out of the entire video. I'm giving it to you now. I'm not gonna make you wait till the end. It's the contact window of this shot. So let me get a ball real quick, somebody production. So whenever the ball bounces, you don't wanna make contact right as it's bouncing off the ground. That's a half volley, you don't wanna do that. You don't even want to make contact once it gets to its peak. You want to wait until that ball is starting to fall off that peak, and that's whenever you want to make contact. So that ball, you want to think about it meeting your paddle. Let it bounce, let it apex, and let it come down some, then make your contact. This changed my forehand. I almost like forehands just as much as like my backhand now because of this one tip. It is so crucial. It's the most important tip for this, so make sure you let that ball peak, come down some, make the contact, let the ball meet you, and that's gonna make your drop that much better. Now we're gonna blend the footwork with this contact window together, and we're gonna talk about the actual swing now. So you're down, you're out here, foot's behind the bounce, ball's up, ball's coming down. Now you wanna think about keeping your elbow locked, your wrists really locked. You don't wanna be really using these that much at all. You wanna think about swinging from that shoulder. So it's from the shoulder forward. It's just not a backswing. It's not all of that mess. You just down, forward. And you want to think low to high because that's going to get that ball the shape to get it over that net. And you want to make sure that you're lifting that ball because if you don't hit it, if you just hit it flat, hit it straight, it's going to just drop into the net. You got to think about lifting a little bit to get it up and over. And you kind of want to aim probably a foot or more. I would recommend to start a foot at least, maybe 18 inches or more over that net, just to make sure you get it over the first couple times whenever you're practicing this. So common mistakes with this shot is people are not getting that foot behind the ball. So the ball's bouncing over here outside their body, and then the ball is getting further outside and they're reaching for it, trying to hit the shot. It just makes everything way more difficult and you want to avoid this. Another thing they're doing is they're contacting too early. That was my problem. I was waiting till that ball peaked and then making contact at the highest point. That's gonna make it way more difficult to hit, trust me. It made me hate this shot completely. Now, I'm gonna give you a simple drill to lock all of this in. So your partner's gonna be up at the kitchen here. They're gonna have the ball and they're just gonna hit it to your forehand side. This is honestly one of the best drills for me because it helps me visualize when I should be making contact. I'm just watching it bounce and letting it drop and then catching it. And that's gonna show you exactly when to hit. Then once you've done that, now you can try to transition to where it's like positioning and the apex. Now you're working on the footwork and the drop. So that was right behind my foot, which is okay, it's not terrible. Boom. That one would have been perfect. Once you advance through these, then you can go to actually making contact with your paddle. Once you advance to actually hitting with the paddle and getting to it, you're gonna realize it's a little bit difficult at first. It takes a little bit of practice to get used to the drill itself. Once you get into the rhythm, then you can actually start really working on that forehand drop. And there's a reason why the 7-11 drill is everybody's favorite drill. It's because you can also work on your forehand drop with that drill. That's like, if that last part was an advanced drill, then 7-11 for this would be like super advanced, because you're trying to win points and you're going game speed. So your partner's up, you're back, and you're trying to approach that kitchen. So in that approach, you would be hitting drives, you'd be hitting drops, forehand, backhand. You're working on all of that. But within that drill, you can also work on the forehand drop. Today, I'm using the carbon waves because this face not only gives you power, but it gives you that feel to allow your control to be on point with these drops. And if you want to save 10%, make sure you use the link in my description. Use code PKLD at checkout. You get 10% off. If you love pickleball, please consider subscribing, and we'll see you next week.